All right, Chair Gibson, we can now move to the first portion of the public forum, which is public comment.
So this is the time for public comment on items that are on our agenda. If you wish to make a comment on something that is on the agenda, please come forward. Tell us the agenda item number. Tell us your name. Please spell your last name, and please keep your comments to 3 minutes. I should note that if you intend to comment on something that is listed on our agenda as a public hearing item, you can either make a comment before the meeting or you can comment during the time that the public hearing is open on the item.
Yes, thank you. And I just want to acknowledge the arrival of lacrosse in this area. When I went to college in 1958, I went to Johns Hopkins. And Johns Hopkins was one of about 10 universities in the whole United States that was playing lacrosse and was frequently a national champion. And so it's good to see it arrive. I tried to play, but I wasn't very good at it. I think this agenda really demonstrates the continuing war of the county against business and in favor of government. Items 55 and 65, wars against business. Items 60 and 61 demonstrate the greed of the government and the incredible greed of the government. Those are public hearings, so we'll be able to comment at that time. And it really shows the double standards. To punish businesses and individuals and have your shady attorneys, as last week, declare that the county doesn't have to obey any law. Any law can be suspended or dismissed as if it were nothing. But when it comes to private business, the laws are sacrosanct, even the most minute laws. The commission is really setting a standard of criminality that is being imitated, is being spread through the whole community with its action. And most incredible on this agenda of all these items is number 68, where a person is being removed from a committee, not because they did anything wrong, not because they were incompetent, but simply because they have a different point of view politically than the commission, and it claims to be so tolerant of so diverse, and it's removing someone who has a different way of expressing their political views. Just incredible. Thank you.
My name is Paul Catha. I represent the Culinary Union. That's CATHA. I'm here to comment on item number 65. So the Culinary Union uses pedestrian bridges on the Las Vegas Strip to engage in First Amendment protected right to protest. In the course of protesting for workers' rights, Culinary Union members might march, hand out informational leaflets while being stationary, rally, and hold up banners against the glass walls on the side of the bridges so as to be visible from the street below. The Culinary Union wants to make sure that this ordinance wouldn't impede or infringe upon workers' ability to engage in these protected activities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, commissioners, and for the record, my name is Brandon Summers. I'm a street performer, amongst many other things. I also play violin, and I substitute teach for the Clark County School District. I'm speaking on item 65. This is an ordinance that would amend Chapter 16 that would make pedestrian bridges into crosswalks. And as I've said before, I think this ordinance is reactionary and it's short-sighted, and that's going to impact a lot of people. I know you're trying to get homeless people off the bridge, but this will also get street performers off the bridge, and it will impede and impede First Amendment speech. Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning.
Good morning, Chair Gibson, members of the commission. My name is Atar Hasibula. I serve as the executive director for the American Civil Liberties Union of Nevada. I too am here in opposition to item number 65 with a request that this matter be trailed or tabled for the next 30 to 60 days to provide a meaningful opportunity for stakeholders to engage with the bill sponsor. I've had an opportunity to speak to the bill sponsor. We haven't reached a consensus yet. Our goal is to avoid threatening you with litigation. I know that's always the headline with the ACLU. As it stands right now, though, we would be firmly opposed to this because of its chilling impact on the First Amendment. With 30 to 60 days to be able to trail this matter and have meaningful stakeholder conversations with individuals who are directly impacted, like street performers, with civil liberties groups like ours, with union members who often use those overpasses to engage in expressive conduct, and also with law enforcement and the district attorney's office. This will provide a meaningful opportunity for everybody to get together to sort through this. We may not end up reaching a resolution, but certainly from our perspective, it would be prudent use of resources to be able to trail that conversation so this doesn't automatically result in litigation. I will tell you, if this bill is passed today in its current iteration, we'll be prepared to file a lawsuit within the next 2 weeks on it. We would rather avoid that and try to work towards a resolution. We don't think it's a good use of the county's resources to be going down this pathway at this point in time. But perhaps with 30 to 60 days, there could be consensus reached around language, perhaps not, but at least it would be a good faith effort. We would hate to see the first time all the stakeholders getting together on this item to be in depositions during an open matter proceeding with litigation. With that, happy to answer any questions after this meeting for any of the commissioners that might have interest, and looking forward, if this matter isn't voted upon today, to work with the bill sponsor to be able to have those conversations at a wider level. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hello, my name is Jared Crawford, for the record. I am a Las Vegas Academy alumni, and I'm a street performer. I've been performing on Las Vegas Strip my whole life. I've been blessed enough to never have a quote-unquote real job. All of my friends are winners of So You Think You Can Dance and things like that, and things that we all came from street performing, all members of our community. And item 65 would classify the bridges as crosswalks, and that would impede on our ability to do that, as well as those bridges are gathering places for when there's things like the fireworks in town or the NASCAR rally that was just here. When they do things on the Strip, those are often congregating grounds for anybody just to watch and participate. So I feel like it would be just a huge hindrance. I'm out there every day, so I understand how the homeless problem can be, and I understand the way it can do, but I know that there's more effective solution as someone who's out there every day than classifying like that, because that would affect a whole lot of people's livelihoods, their careers, and it doesn't work sending 1,000 street performers to Fremont Street where there's 12 spots all taken up by palm weavers. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Angel Farafan. It's beautiful to be speaking with you all today. I'm here to speak on item 65. So I'm also a street performer, a college graduate from Cal Poly Pomona, and recently I was taken to jail for 3 days over playing the saxophone. Before I came here to play, I looked up the laws, and there was nothing saying that there was anything wrong with me playing. So that was very confusing for me as I play nationwide. I'm a respected member of my community in San Diego, so I'm getting a little emotional. Just a lot of traumatizing things happening where I feel like definitely needs to be at least a plan to be set for musicians on the Strip. And I'm hoping we can possibly meet with all of us today. But besides that, I feel like passing this is counterintuitive because the bridge is not a crosswalk. There's always traffic going through. And we as musicians always try our best to stay out of the way. Just so much going on with the unfairness when it comes to police reform. I feel like that's something that needs to be looked at. And definitely understanding where we need to move on from there, how we can work together. I know there's a homeless issue, and I like to say unhoused. But at the same time, I feel like this is a very unfair ordinance to pass because so many people have benefited. I got out of transitional housing from street performing, and I know some of you are a part of developmental services and helping uplift the community, so I really do feel that street performing gives people opportunities that didn't have any before, especially when they have skill sets. That's very much important. I know college students who busk, who use the bridges and other places on the Strip to perform and make their money to pay for tuition, things of that nature. And I'm hoping that today we can possibly meet or set aside a meeting to come up with a plan for the musicians. We're here together, and street performers really set an ambiance for the Strip. I'm just saying, if y'all been out there, y'all know. So that's all I really have to say, and I'm hoping you guys consider what I said, and hopefully we can speak after and propose a meeting to come up with a plan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tasha Banks. I am
Would you
here
spell your last
opposing.
name for us, please?
Spell it.
Your last name. I'm supposed to ask all of you to do that for our reporter over here. So would you do that, please? Your last name, just spell it.
Banks, B as in boy, A as in apple, N as in Nancy, K as in kite, S as in savings. Hashtag save the music, y'all. My name is Tasha Banks. I'm a Philadelphia transplant. I've been here for the last 12 years. I am a street performer, a dancer, college graduate, computer information systems, minor in business administration. I came here today to oppose item 65. According to LasVegasNevada.com, Las Vegas is known for its gambling, shopping, fine dining, entertainment, and nightlife. Street performers are part of the nightlife scene. Vegas is the leading finance, commerce, and cultural hub. There are a lot of people who gather and perform on the Strip at night and on the bridges. Just to reiterate, bridges are crosswalks. They are not elevated sidewalks. Bridges go over vehicle traffic. Cars do not run through them. There are already tools in place for obstructions and law ordinances to deal with illegal activities. Musicians should not be criminalized, whether local or out of state. This process eliminates freedom and expression and our First Amendment rights. And I stand behind that as a performer. And I think everyone who comes here should have an opportunity to perform. And hopefully we can all gather together to meet and come up with some type of solution other than arresting and displacing a lot of people who are making an honest living on the Strip. I did write like a whole drawn out 3 pages, but I'm just gonna save you all time. I am against opposition. Well, I'm opposing item 65. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Robert Melsom, spelled M-A-L-S-O-M. The last time I was in this chamber, Bill Young gave me an appreciation award for helping capture the Ohio Beltway shooter in Nevada. At that time, my transcripts filled a half a page of review journal, and they weren't very flattering to the department, to Metro, or the 911 people. With that passed, I've been a resident here since. I oppose 65 for the very same reasons that have been mentioned by a number of speakers, including the young lady that preceded me. And I want to expand a little bit on that, and I feel it's time for you to repeal 103910, which is a prohibition of presence of animals on the Strip. And that goes out to state that animals are only allowed, and household pets are only allowed between 5 a.m. and noon. I've been told that the reason that they have this ordinance from noon until 5 a.m. is to prevent biting. Makes no sense because it's okay to have the hazard of biting between 5 a.m. and noon, so it's senseless. It also states that the area covered is from Sahara to Sunset and 200 yards on each side of Las Vegas Boulevard, or the Strip as it's known. Well, that's a little bit of a conflict because many of the hotels on the South Strip are now pet friendly. And that includes 200 yards into their property. This ordinance makes no sense whatsoever. And the only exemption is given on the 12 noon to 5 a.m. prohibition is for service animals. It does not include ESA, emotional support animals, which the state of Nevada gives all kinds of benefits to, but the county outlaws them from being present with their handlers in the afternoon from noon until 5 a.m. All of this makes no sense, and I think it's time to review and repeal this ordinance completely. Thank you.
Morning.
Hi, my name is Amber O'Connor. That's O''Connor. And I am also stating an opposition to item 65. And also what the gentleman before me said, whatever item that was, because I do work in pet care, and I think it's very silly to have animals not be allowed on the strip from noon to 5 or whatever that was, because like he said, the casinos do allow pets already. And if the casinos are going to allow pets, then obviously all of these restrictions that are attempted to put in place for people's behavior on the strip is just going to punish the same people who come here to, you know, enjoy themselves and have a good time. So I think that as a musician and a disabled person, physically disabled, that this is setting a dangerous precedent, not only for the people whom it is intended for, but also just, you know, disabled tourists and anyone who just wants to be on these bridges and not feel like they're being shuttled through like a herd of cattle. So that's really all I have to say that hasn't been already covered. But yes, 65 is not good. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during this public comment period? If not, then, Ms. King, we're ready to move on.